Oh, so we ranking Jay-Z albums in order?
Yo, what up, Mike D checking in here. I was going through the blueprint and then I was going through Jay-Z's catalog and I'm like, you know what? I don't think I've ever really ranked Jay-Z's albums from top to bottom. And I was like, you know what? I can do a short doing this. Might do a full extensive video to really break this down even further. But here goes. My number one Jay-Z album of all time is Reasonable Doubt. I think Reasonable Doubt is so important and it's so unique in the sense that it's an MC that we got on that album that we never got again. And it's a very intricate MC. The wordplay is crazy. The verbiage, the vocabulary, everything, top to bottom. The Blueprint's number two. I think The Blueprint's definitely Jay-Z's second best album. It's a close with the number three one, but The Blueprint is Jay-Z back into introspective form, back in conversational form, and in my personal opinion, it birthed some of his best pieces of work. The Black Album's crazy. I think the Black Album, the way he's rhyming on there, the level he's rhyming on there, the cohesiveness, the production, from beginning to end, I think the Black Album is probably the best put together Jay-Z album from beginning to end, from number one to number, the end of the album. American Gangster is number four. American Gangster, to me, that's like a sequel to A Reasonable Doubt. It's like the guy that was on Reasonable Doubt after he made it. And I love the way that he did storytelling throughout songs and made it one big piece. Volume 2 is after that. Volume 2 just has too many hits and too many bangers to ignore. And then I got Volume 1. Volume 1 has incredible peaks and incredible lows. Blueprint 2 is going to be after that. I think he's rhyming crazy on the Blueprint 2. Blueprint 2 is just a double disc, got too many songs on it. Blueprint 3 is after that. That was a tough decision. I think the Blueprint 3 has a lot of redeeming factors, and it's a lot of adjusting to the times, and it's an important record. It's an important album for Jay. The Dynasty is after that, and I only did that because the Dynasty is more of a collabo, and you don't have a lot of solo Jay-Z records in that sense, and I don't think a lot of those records age that well either. Volume 3 is after that. I could go on and on. 444 is after that. And then I got Kingdom Come, and I got Magna Carta Holy Grail as Jay-Z's weakest album. Now, I think I might need to explain some of these a little bit more. I only got 3 minutes on this short. Let me know what you guys think. Actually, let me just go right through it. Reasonable Doubt, The Blueprint, The Black Album, American Gangster, Volume 2, Volume 1, Blueprint 2, Blueprint 3, The Dynasty, Volume 3, 444, Kingdom Come, Magna Carta, Holy Grail. Now, let me know what you guys want me to explore a little bit more. How do you guys have it ranked? Am I tripping on any of these? Hit like and subscribe, and I want to hear your comments.
What up, word boy Charles Brown back again, talking facts. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe, hit notification bell. Keep sending those cash apps to CLBMG. Join the membership. Salute to Mike D from According to Hip Hop for actually having the courage to jump out there and rank these Jay-Z albums in order. This is something that is going to be very controversial, and I learned a little bit about myself. I had to make some hard decisions, but I really don't have no problem with his list. I do reverse it in a lot of ways, but his list is solid. I can't say nothing bad about it because he put the good stuff up front and the bad stuff in the back, low key. But I do have a few bones to pick because some of these are really, really much better than Mike D. Again, salute to Mike D for having the balls to do this. But this is where the fun starts. When you are somebody like me and Mike and a lot of you who click this video, we've listened to all of these albums to a great degree. Some of them more than others. Some of them were better than others. All of them have hits on it. All of them have records that we like. I can't say one of these albums is full-on trash. Every single album has its ups and downs. Some of them are really, let's be honest, some of them are mediocre. Just gonna be honest, Kingdom Come is mediocre. And Magna Carta, I remember I was arguing with, when it first dropped, with the whole, it had the rollout of you get a phone. If you buy the phone, was it a Nokia phone? If you bought the phone, you got the album with the phone, and they were counting that, and the thing went like double platinum, and like, so he sold a lot of phones. Let's just be honest. So I remember that, and I was arguing. We was in the Hamptons or something, and somebody had it on. I think my brother-in-law, the Drake fan, he had it on his phone, and we listened to it, and that you couldn't hear it. I think you had to have the phone or some crap like nonsense or something, right? And we listened to it, and I was arguing with people that album was a 4 mic, right? I was saying just on some, you know, just whatever. But I've since really realized that Magna Carta Holy Grail is not a 4 mic, right? I would give it 3.5, 3 tops. But I don't think that, you know, everything that he's touched has been amazing, but there are amazing moments on everything he's touched. Let's just say that. And at the end of the day, all of Jay's work is cohesive to a degree, and you can pretty much see where Jay was in his life, as you would with any artist with 20 years of music. You can see where Jay was in his life on every single one of these albums, and where you were in your life. I was in different places. And when Reasonable Doubt came, I was in one place, and when the Blueprint 3 came, I was in another place. So they all hold different meanings. You're never going to get the same feeling from one that you got from another. But I want to join into Mike D. I have the list right here, and I want to speak on the albums in the way I see it, right? So let's start off with the #1 top album. Mike D has Reasonable Doubt as #1, and I almost rode with that. I was like, you know what? Yeah, I can't deny Reasonable Doubt. As far as importance, yeah, Reasonable Doubt. That any Jay-Z fan gonna have Reasonable Doubt 1 or 2. It's just, let's just be honest. Like, if you're a real Jay-Z fan and you ain't got Reasonable Doubt 1 or 2, I don't even know how much of really a real fan you are. So let's just be honest. I'm questioning you, gang. So Reasonable Doubt is at 1 for Mike, but for me, right before I hit recording, so I was like, no, I have to be 100 because I love Reasonable Doubt, but it don't do for me what the Blueprint did for me. The Blueprint album is a 5 mic classic. Reasonable Doubt is a classic as well, but Reasonable Doubt, you gotta kind of make concessions for it because it's such a timepiece, and it's formulated for that time. Like, most of that stuff would not fly outside of that year. What was that, 96? Like, outside of 96, a lot of them records and a lot of those, the stuff he was talking about, a lot of the musical choices, the hooks, a lot of that stuff is very, very dated. You can go back and listen to Blueprint right now. That shit bangs right now. Some of his best work is on the Blueprint. Like, to me, this is my opinion, the Blueprint is a timeless classic. Ruler's Back comes on, you're like, let me just sit down. We listen to Blueprint on road trips, right? We got a couple hours. We're going to put the Blueprint and let it ride. There's no skips. We just letting it ride. Even if you might not want to hit Hola Ovito today, but it's riding anyway. We're not skipping nothing. So to me, the #1 best album Jay-Z has ever made is the Blueprint, hands down, because it's created a moment. It made some superstars. Let's just be honest. Just Blaze and Kanye came superstars after this record. Everybody wanted a Jay-Z type beat, da-da-da. So for me, #1, the Blueprint. #2, I'm going to have to say Reasonable Doubt. Reasonable Doubt, even me saying it's dated and it's not a third, it just holds a special place in my heart. And I can play Reasonable Doubt from beginning to end as well. But the difference is I can't play that around everybody, right? Blueprint, everybody, girls, like, it's a song, cry, all this shit. It's so many bangers on Blueprint, you can play that in a group setting, right? You can't really play Reasonable Doubt in a group setting, right? I'm just going to be honest. Now, I'm not saying it has to or not, but I'm just saying, to me, if I'm going to rate the album, say it's the best Jay-Z album, play that, then it got to have a certain form of playability around non-Jay-Z fans at the same time. But Reasonable Doubt, to me, is such a good record. None of that matters. And it has so many nuggets and truths in it, and it's so much stuff that I can relate to. He's never been more real and more vulnerable and truthful than on Reasonable Doubt, except for 444, right? 444 is 20 years later, 25 years later of wisdom and this, that, and the third. So it's a whole different animal. But we're gonna get to 444, and his placement of 444 is ugly. I just like, what are you doing, gang? He has way down the bottom, but I'm gonna get there. So Blueprint is 1. The second one is Reasonable Doubt. And to me, as my Jay-Z pick, my third record, gang, is 444. Now, I know at the time 444 dropped, people were very divisive. But one thing I can tell you, that thing had the zeitgeist on fire. If you loved it or hated it, I've never seen, I don't know, outside of like Drake or Kendrick or something, I don't know of a rapper, and this guy is older than both of them guys by a lot. So I don't know of a rapper who gets more opinions when they drop than Jay-Z. When 444 dropped, it was a cavalcade of opinions. Everybody had something to say for at least a week. That thing was trending forever. And with that kind of, if the album was trash, it wouldn't have been that accessible for people to go and play it and listen and talk and speak on it. This guy was 50, I believe, when he made this album, something close to it, right? So this guy made a project that everyone was like, who is Eric Benet, right? It's like this guy changed the way a lot of people thought. People started trying to buy buildings, right? Let's just be honest. This 444 was a seminal moment in this guy's career. He was talking about his wife. Nobody did that. Nobody ever made a record about their living, loving wife that they're sharing a home with, making macaroni and cheese for their kids. Nobody has ever wrote a record about how they cheated on them. It ain't never been done, ever. That record, and to me, that's another no skip. You're not going to be, the top 5 records I'm going to have up here, for the most part, not going to have a lot of skippers. So I feel like 444, to me, is the prototype of grown man rap. I feel like him and No ID tapped in and made a mystical, magical masterpiece. And a lot of people, this is what I don't like. And I say this all the time when I do talk about album reviews. A lot of people my age and my ilk, they can't stand that word classic, gang. It gets under their skin for some reason. When someone says it's a classic the first day, it bothers them. It makes their skin crawl. They can't say it. They hate when I say that. I say 444 is a classic. I said it when it first dropped. I don't need years of but it's a lot of people, especially my age and people like just rap snobs, right? They don't want you to say nothing's a classic. So when I say something's a classic and the rap snobs, they come in my comments, I say, well, then what's a classic? They got to go back 20, 30 years. I'm like, gang, you're telling me there ain't been a classic since fucking Gangster? Like, it's like they got to go back 25 years. When a person got to go back 25 years to say a classic, then I can't take you serious. I'm just going to be honest. I can't take it serious. We going back that far. It's crazy. It's way more classics. It's just that people want to feel like they felt when they were 22. It don't work like that, gang. We're not 22 no more. It's still good music. So to me, 444 is a classic. Some people they just didn't like it. They're like, I don't like the beats. I don't like that. That's fine. But you can't tell me that I can't call it a classic. You want to tell me I can't even say it's a classic. If you don't like it, that's fine. Or you think it's okay, But to me, I feel like them first 3 albums, to me, are classics. Just it is what it is. Number 4. And this one is controversial because when this first dropped, I don't know what was going on in hip-hop. You guys weren't ready to receive this record. When American Gangster first dropped, you weren't ready for this record. I was listening to this record, but I'm a concept record guy, though. I like concept record. I prefer a concept record over a record with just a bunch of songs thrown in it anyway. So when American Gangster dropped, I was like, yo, this guy going through a whole story from beginning to end. Some of his best work. He got the Black Republicans with Nas. He got the joint with Lil Wayne, Hello Brooklyn, all this shit. This guy made a concept record that most of you guys weren't ready for. And I'm going to tell you something. It happened in real time. I was at my house with two guys that I respect in this hip-hop space. And they were telling me that American Gangster is trash. They said, it's trash. I said, it's trash? They like, it's trash. So I said, all right, we're going to listen to it together. And you're going to tell me which songs is trash. We started from the beginning. We went all the way to the end. They were like, you know what, bro? You're right. This record is far from trash. The consensus online at the time was American Gangster's trash. I was like, dude, are you listening to these samples? Are you listening to what this guy is saying on his record? Are you listening to how locked in he is with the movie and what he's saying, his own life? He's portraying Frank Lucas. He's being the mobster. This guy made a concept record. This thing is almost impeccable. This is some of the best music. I think was that the second Nas song he got with Nas or the first one of the other. They had just really was cool again. So I'm like, this American Gangster record, it flows, it's cohesive. This is a banger. But a lot of you people slept on that record. So I'm gonna put that number 4. You can tell me in the comments, whatever. I don't care. American Gangster to me gotta be one of Jay's best records. And I know what he did was he didn't let them pull singles off of it. They wanted to pull singles, and he said, I'll pull this whole record from your whole streaming service if you try to make a single off this. He said, this album is a cohesive piece of work. You can't pull a single. You're not going to do this, that, and the third. This album is a piece of work, which is how I like my music. But let me continue. So number 5, right? I'm going to be honest. Everything after number 5 is going to be whatever, right? Because those 4 albums, I hold them in such high regard. I don't really, everything after that is going to be whatever it is. Now, I'll be the first to tell you, I'm not a big, when Jay was doing the volume 1s, volume 2s, volume 3s, all of that has bangers on them. Don't get me wrong. But I started to feel like Jay getting a little too materialistic. He getting a little too, he's trying to make formula record. I feel like in that zone, he was trying to do too much formula stuff. The Dynasty, Rock Life for Me. All that era, to me, I was like, oh, Jay just trying to make money right now. Yeah, he's giving you Streets is Watching. He's giving you, you know what I'm saying, like Imaginary Player and all this stuff. He's giving you stuff, but at the same time, he's trying to be too big. I feel like, yo, some of this stuff is too formulaic. It don't feel genuine to me. So I was checking out. This is when he was competing with DMX and all these Ja Rule and all this. So they would do little stuff together, but you could tell they would kind of compete with each other. And it just felt like, oh, he's just trying to get numbers. So I'm going to be honest, around that volume stuff, I wasn't jacking Jay like that. I'm just going to be honest. I was jacking. I would listen to it, listen to a couple joints from there that I like, and I would move on. So Jay didn't win me back to the Blueprint. I'm just going to be honest. When he was doing all that volume stuff, I was like, it's all right. But it's too many features, and it's just, you know, it's just not genuine to me. That's me. So right here at this point, we're going to get where I'm just going to say, okay, this is the number, da-da-da. With that being said, I know it's mad early in this shit because it's like 12 joints. You know what I'm saying? So for me to be at number 6 talking about whatever, it's kind of scary. But at number 5, the Black Album. So the Black Album is a great record. So right there, them first 5 is amazing bodies of work. You know what I'm saying? The Black Album got some really good records, but this is when we got Jay back. He's talking about he's gonna retire, right? I'm gonna retire. We all had all this all this shit. He got the video and all this shit. Kanye did the beat. What the hell are you waiting for? All this shit, right? We was like, we don't know. This nigga gonna retire. Well, everybody knew he wasn't gonna really retire, but the Black Album, we got a solid record. That is a solid record. So I think that 5 right there, I'm putting that against anybody's 5. Go get him. Whoever, Black Thought, whoever you want to go get him. I'm putting the Eminem, whoever. I'm putting this 5 right here against anybody's 5. So let me continue now. This is where it gets murky, and you guys can take it or leave it. Like, you can be like, all right, I don't know about that pick, da-da-da. But my number 6, and I thought about this a little bit, but I said, nah, I'm picking this because I know they're going to say, they're going to hate this pick, and people are going to have a problem with this pick. But I said, no. Blueprint 3 is a slept-on record. You guys slept on that record. You got all scary about the imaging and the videos, this, that, and third. Blueprint 3, we go down the highway bumping this from beginning to end. And a lot of my friends from back home, like home, DC, they don't like the Euro trash type beat stuff, so they wasn't feeling what they talking about. They wasn't feeling that, and they weren't feeling a lot of these records. But I was like, bro, you got to listen to this with a different ear. This got some smackers. Like, you got to really just listen to it. I don't know what Jim Jones was talking about. He's trying to clown it like, yo, what's this shit you doing? Da, da, da. You know Jim Jones, they was beefing back then. But it's like, gang, some of my favorite records is on Blueprint 3. They're as real as it gets. Like, New York, like, this joint is a cohesive body of work. And the way I'm talking about, you were like, why you ain't put up higher? But he got so much more better material. But Blueprint 3, I feel, gets so disrespected. It's like, there ain't no Blueprint 2, which is like wonky as fuck. No, this Blueprint 3 is so many records, but you got to open your ears. There's not a lot of samples. It's more, this is where he started his grown-up rap phase. I'm just going to be honest. This is where it started. And I think you really had to be a fan of his to get this thing a spin and really pay attention to how dope this thing was, because it was shiny. It was, what's on there? Run This Town. Like, I think Run This Town is on there, different shit like that. New York does not. It was shiny. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was shiny suit a little bit, but at the same time, it was some quality records. He was talking some big bone shit. You gotta remember, Jay was out the game for a minute. Jay was out the game, and he said he came back with some of the realest lines. He said, you like my old shit, buy my old albums. It's like, this motherfucker would sit there and think for a fucking year to get one line to encompass all the fucking bullshit niggas was saying. So he's like, you like the old shit, buy the old album. It's like, damn, a lot of niggas just sat down, was like, damn. Because everybody was like, yo, I missed the old age, I want the old shit, da-da-da. And it kind of snapped a lot of people out of a lot of madness, and it turned the game around. It's a whole bunch of shit on there. This is just a really good record, in my opinion. So I'm sticking Blueprint 3 at 6. Number 7, I'm gonna put out of the In My Lifetimes, because I feel like In My Lifetime Volume 1 was where we still were getting Reasonable Doubt, but we started to get a little bit of, yeah, we got to sell some of these units. I'm just going to be honest. So number 7, I'm going to put In My Lifetime Volume 1. There's some good records on there. Some of you love that record. Some of you people come at my throat when I say that record is not as good as I think that Jay-Z really is. I think that it's half and half. It's street, but then it gets like, you know, he's going up that corporate ladder, and I'm just not a corporate ladder kind of guy. Just gonna be honest, and you're gonna say, well, why you like the Blueprint? Blueprint is just, that's where he was, and it just was a better record. The songs were grown man records. They weren't corporate. I don't think when he did the Blueprint 3, I don't think he was worrying about hits. I think he just was doing good records. It didn't matter to him at that point. But the Volume 1, number 7, Volume 2, I don't have that. I got that at where I have that. In My Lifetime Volume 2 is number 8. So one is 7, Volume 2 is 8, and surprisingly, the Blueprint 2 I put at actually no, I put that at 10. So number 1 is 7, Volume 2 is 8, Volume 3 is 9. So I got all the volumes back to back to back. 7, 8, 9, Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3. Number 10, I got the Blueprint 2, The Gift and the Curse. All right, because, so listen, I know the Blueprint 2 is universally panned. It's just too many records on there. There's too many songs on there, right? So he came back and did the Blueprint 2.5, where he cut the thing in half, da-da-da. He made a mistake. He's trying to do his double CD. He got it out the way he did. He finally got it, so da-da-da. So he made a double CD, but in a lot of cases, a double CD is too much. So he dialed it back, da-da-da, which was an admission of, when he dialed back and made that record shorter, he was admitting, okay, I did too much, da-da-da. And it was too formulaic, and again, but Blueprint 2 does have some songs in it, so I did put it at 10. At 11, I got Kingdom Come. I know a lot of you are like, no, that's his worst joint next to, because Mike D got Kingdom Come and Magna Carta as the very last 2 records. They said that those are his worst records. I disagree. I didn't find Kingdom Come to be as bad as they're making it. You guys are way too hard on Kingdom Come. There's some good records on there. No, is it the greatest? No, but I like showing what you got. I thought that was a good record. I think they showed that at the Super Bowl. Now, I'm not saying that measures the success, but it was during the football commercials and this, that, and the third. It was a good record, and I feel like you got, and it's from the old, that sample's crazy. That's old Public Enemy sample. That sample's crazy. The whole check one, baby, 1, 2, checker. The whole, you know what I'm saying? Teddy Riley. So that Kingdom Come is a slept-on record, and I know he can't. That's the Sandals on the Beach record where they started to question, was Jay-Z, was he cool anymore? He's on the beach with sandals, and that's when Jim Jones then launched these attacks at him. Da da da. I mean, he weathered that storm, but that's when we were starting to question Jay's, you know, was he cool anymore? Like, let's just be honest. Like, these motherfuckers, you got to think, the niggas calling them corny was wearing Air Force Ones on the beach with the back, walking on the back of the Air Force One. This was their slipper. Like, gang, it was a different time, gang. Like, you wouldn't dare, unless you real ghetto. You got to be real ghetto to still wear your Air Force Ones like they Crocs on the beach. That's what, I'm from a different time, gang. They was wearing Air Force Ones. They were making them into Crocs, just walking on the back of the heel and making it into Crocs. Now the motherfuckers just go buy Crocs. But this was the people calling Jay corny for wearing sandals on the beach. It was a different time, gang. I can't call it. Let me continue. So I had at number 11, I had Kingdom Come. Blueprint 2, 10, Kingdom Come 11, Magna Carta was 12. You're gonna say, well, goddamn, Charles, you don't like the Dynasty? I do like the Dynasty, but I feel like Jay by himself is better than the Dynasty. And there's some good joints on there. I think 1900 Hustler, and there's some good joints on that record, right? I personally, I was not playing the Dynasty. I'm just going to be honest. That joint was like a collaboration. That joint was like NWA and a posse to me. I was like, yeah, I'm not really going to be playing I don't want to hear all this. So that was my number 13, the Dynasty, Rock La Familia. I think that is the last album on here because I got them kind of out of order. That's why I'm kind of wonky with it. But it looks like I got Jay's worst album as the Dynasty, Rock La Familia. I know some of you going to have a big issue with that, but to me, that's the least I listened to out of all his work, and I don't think I missed anything, so that's what it is. Blueprint is 1, Reasonable Doubt is 2, 444 is 3, American Gangster is 4. Yes, I'm saying American Gangster is better than the Black Album. Black Album is 5. Blueprint 3 is 6. In My Lifetime, Volume 1 is 7. Volume 2, Hard Not Life is 8. Volume 3, Sean Carter is 9. Gift and the Curse Blueprint 2 is 10. Kingdom Come is 11. Magna Carta is 12. And the Dynasty Rock Lock Familia is last. That's how I see it. It is what it is. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you agree? Are you pissed off? Do you agree with me about Blueprint 3? And do you agree with me about American Gangsters, the two that I'm most interested in hearing your opinion, all right? Listen, man, head on over to black-yeti.com. Let them know who sent you, all right? I'm catching on that flip side. Every Wednesday night, we go live. Me, TJ, and Flair's about 9:15. Tap in. We get about 200, 300 in the chat. Tap in. Let us know you here, all right? I'm going to catch y'all out there. Peace.
Look, mission impossible to drop a few lines without dropping old times when Southern Hill was still a gold mine. When pistol grips was my shit and I sold mine. When Alias was not a show and they told mine. Elevate your mind with high quality THC infused products. BlackYeti.com. Black-Yeti.com.
CLB.
Get my coat, get my sheepskin, grab my wallet, get my pocket knife, and get that hat right there. We out. Grab my pocket knife too. Let's go. When I first came to the city, niggas didn't believe me. I just wanted to join a team and throw assist pass easily. 6 man off the bench, alley-oop pass freely. Suit up for one game and hope a scout might see me. But nah, niggas is greedy, wasn't rocking with him. Unplugged the scoreboard, put a lock on the gym. Told me to power forward, point guard at the rim. And left me with no center and a ball full of phlegm. Not knowing that I'm a dog, a Rottweiler within, with the heart of a pit bull that don't bark for pretend. My bites cut deep, break the bone and the skin. With the level of hustlenomics you do not comprehend. So first I took a block down on the west side end, and then secured a spot with some goons and some kin. And then sent out some flyers, let the games begin. And in 6 months time, the city like that's him. Oh yeah, he the one that moved the hustle to the burbs. And yeah, he the one that knocked the hustlers off the curb. And yeah, he the one that set up shop without a word. And he the one that got it cracking. And all he did was rapping by the Hooters. I kept killers from being shooters. Put a mic in a thug's hand, now he loyal like Pats fans. Take a man off the streets past the needles and crack cans. Promise mama to keep him safe, then put some food in his face and he'll kill for you. But I don't need him for that. Click like, click share, tell them bitches we back. Share the whole location, tell them niggas where we at. Cause we out here and we ain't the cheese, we the trap.